Hello and welcome to my day fishing. I'm going to narrate this from my phone until I can get a little better with the audio while out there. Also, I will edit out the cursing as well and get better at that. But yeah, it was a nice spring / early summer day on the water. Real calm. Here you see bait fish. We had bait fish everywhere in the flats. They're all running up. So greenbacks, scaled sardines. That's mainly all that I saw. No pinfish. So you can watch me here and see how to throw a small cast net. I'm not as advanced as a lot of the charter fishermen that know what they're doing, where they're throwing big 12, 14-foot nets. This one is, I think, like a 9-foot net, but it suits me. It works. You can rapid fire the thing off, retrieve it real easy. And for here is real for more demonstrating purposes. I had already pretty much filled the live well with bait, but you can see out in front of where I casted, you can see kind of where it looks like there's rain hitting the water. That's the fish. That's the bait fish. So got a few in there, a few decent sized ones, and that's the inside of the live well there. First catch of the day, nice trout. Again, I was right over there where that bait was, so I was casting right to the edges of that bait. I can't remember if I used a shrimp on this. I was using shrimp early on, but then switched exclusively to the greenbacks and scaled sardines. But this was a nice trout to start the day here. And there's a little close-up of it and of my muscular chest. So just using a popping cork, it just slips right on there. You can see that's the bobber looking thing. What it's made to do is create a popping noise in the water, a splash of the water that grabs the attention of the other fish that are looking for a free meal and think that there's some action and feeding going on, so let's go see what's going on. And that's what I'm doing there, is I'm just tugging on it. That's not a tug, that was a fish. Again, that was a fish as well.
Ladyfish.
And another one. And that time, pretty much I knew I had probably to change the bait. But as I'm bringing it in, then I look, well, the hook's gone as well. So there's a few culprits that could be.
Ooh. Just dropped it right on its head.
Really anything with teeth it could be, which are mainly sharks. And also I'd heard of mackerel coming into the bay and running up onto the flats.
Oh, you didn't like that.
Those were the two that I thought that it could be.
So that's who's out there cutting my line.
So I think that's a small black tip. I've never caught one that looks like that. Usually they're the bonnet head sharks, which look like hammerheads, mini hammerheads, I guess if you want to call them that. So I broke off a couple more times, and that's when I really suspected the mackerel, because they're bullets through the water. They just grab stuff, and their teeth are like razor blades. So I put on a little small 6-inch steel leader. You know, like if you're catching a redfish, snook, or trout, they're not going to bite it with that leader on there. But the mackerel, they, leader or no leader, they really don't care.
Here's the mackerel.
And that's what hit that. And you'll see once I get it onto the boat, you'll see the teeth on those suckers. They're very strong. They want to wiggle around a lot. And they also bleed a lot. So that's where you get a lot of blood on from them. So that's that guy. Release him. Swim away. I also had a few cormorants hanging around, and these are the birds that you'll see stretching their wings. So as I was filming those two, I got a hit. It wasn't anything big, but I knew what it was. Small trout. And you can see I'm getting an audience. Those birds aren't dumb. They know what I'm doing. And I tried to save that guy, but those birds can swim about as fast as they can fly. Heck, they can probably swim faster than they can fly. And
you got him again.
You put a fish in the water 10 feet from them, they're probably going to catch them. So this was the first time I ran into that. So I was just trying to quick release the trout with a D hooker, and immediately they got him. So there were two of them there, and they hung around. And once they both got their meals, they got on out of there and left me alone.
Destroyed him.
Headed on down to the Skyway here, and just throwing out and really seeing whatever's going to bite. There's always something there at the Skyway. You never really know what it is. I was expecting grouper, snapper, jack crevalle, grunts. That's what I was expecting. Maybe the surprise, a cobia or something like that. But really, one of the last fish I was expecting was a snook, and at that, a pretty decent sized snook at that. So trying to land old Mr. Snook there, he didn't want to come on the boat, and I'm lucky that I didn't lose my rod right there. But lipping them you've really got to be prepared for them. They'll shake the heck out of your finger. I need to work on my camera skills. As you can see, I was posing with it out of the frame. But overall, the snook probably just under 30 inches, but a nice snook.
Yeah.
And then here you can see as I'm getting hit. Pulls a little bit of drag initially, which is what these guys will do. But again, a tiny grouper, but fun nonetheless to catch. I don't have the tackle right now, or didn't have it with me to go after larger size grouper, because when they get about double the size of this guy, this is a baby. But even a baby like that will give you a good pull, and will try to take you right into the rocks. And once they get into the rocks, you're pretty much stuck. You're stuck having to just rip the line, or you'll get
grouper
cut off in the rocks. And grouper are always well behaved when you bring them on the boat. They don't fire up and thrash around. But here I was pulling something out of the rocks. Thought big snapper again, or a decent sized grouper. But even with my drag locked down on the BG 3000 reel,
oh, this is the bomb.
I'm pretty much maxed out.
It's the big boy.
With the size grouper I can get, and that's a decent size one. I'm not sure if it was keeper, if it would have been a keeper size, but again, fun nonetheless. Circle hook, side of the mouth, should just roll right out, and it does.
Snapper?
So yeah, this was a snapper. I say was a snapper. It became lunch. The dolphins, they will come over and just hang out and wait for you to catch them lunch, and then they'll come in there and steal them and run. So you can see, I don't know if you can see the fish in his mouth or not, but once they take it, you just got to snap the line.